I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Tricknick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
All right, good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Manizman, Man, as usual. Hope you're having a top morning, a wonderful morning. Hope you're enjoying this bright and sunny day out here in the north coast of St. Anne. That's where I am right now. You know, we have a way of being in different locations, but now we are out in St. Anne, and very shortly we will be in some place where the climatic conditions will be a little bit different. What I mean by that, it will be extremely cold. Yes, a big up everyone who is on the platform bright and early. Richard Gavidan, blessings every time, up and running. Donovan Josephs, yeah man, bless up every time. KS Sports TV, people remember to check out KS Sports TV and hit that subscribe button over there. Young vlogger just seeking to take on sport vlogging, you know, so give him some love, show him some support, all right, by visiting his platform. Anonymous OG, bless up yourself. Alex Reed, I know that if we say Jamaica's football, Alex Reed is going to show his face. That's the money is. He loves the Reggae Boys. So once you say Reggae Boys, it is as if you have called the name Alex Reed. So he's here this morning as well. Big up to KW Media. KW Media is one of those persons, he always able, while we're doing our chat and having our conversation, he provides facts to support what we say. And if for any reason I miscommunicate or the information I provide is not accurate, he always has a way of being able to provide that, and we appreciate all of that. Ukel Mullins, up and running as well. You understand me? So bless up people. Let it be a good show. We're going to open the phone lines for you after 30 minutes so you can call in. We don't necessarily like to share the link because I know sometimes persons are limited in terms of their ability to have their videos on and all of that, and it doesn't look good. It drags down the quality of the stream, and therefore it affects other things. So we prefer, if you're not able to be on camera and have good background, that you call in using the WhatsApp link and let us know your thoughts. All right. Also want to say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. The sponsors of this video, they are Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it the most. Prestige Finance is located in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica, and they're offering you loans of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars. There's no processing fee, same day processing, and only 0 to 4% interest rate. All right, have some noise in the background. Also, to Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and they seek legacy for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA. Visit Launch Legacy at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. All right, check out some of these things, people. Support them and see how maybe there's a way for them to help make your own financial status better, especially in these difficult times. Big up the rest of persons who have come on. Marshall Mullins, you understand me? First I seen that name, but love and respect every time. Sir Mullins. Peso, the man from out west in Montego Bay, parish to parish, he covers everywhere across Western Jamaica. Sell some fantastic products. You understand me? So check out the stuff in the supermarket. You understand me? Sold by the company that he works with and for. Big up Glenroy Campbell, King Jav, the original 1738. You all know what we mean when we say that we speak about man in high school. I think that's Glenroy Campbell. Glenroy Campbell is one of my classmates, back in high school, if it is the same, and although multiple persons can have the same name, but I think that is the Glenroy Campbell from high school. Big up yourself if that's you, man from out of South there. You understand? You don't know how the thing go already. All right. So bless up, people. So I don't know if you have already heard. So it was a very small squad, 20 or so players that were called up to go to the Cameroon game. Yeah, man, the one and only. Bless up, bro. You need to go over to the YouTube channel in Glenroy and make sure you subscribe on the YouTube platform, I Am Sure Sports, and then you can always watch on Facebook. All right. So they selected a 20-man squad for the game. Like 11 players based in the United States. Jordan Fletcher, who plays in India, in the Indian League over there, I think the second tier of the Indian leagues. And so he was invited. The rest of players, as you know, they were local players. They play in the local leagues. I think 8 to 9 of them from the local leagues. And so the squad was bolstered by the inclusion of some of the players who we have not seen in quite a while. I know that a lot of this is the coach personally, and this is because he's a person who, as a coach, he will reach out to his players and talk with them before he actually includes and involves them in his squad, especially the more seasoned pro. So my fair assumption is that he would have at some point had conversations with Kemar Taxi Lawrence and also with Devon Speedy Williams, because these players were included in the initial squad. There were question marks concerning Kemar Lawrence, to be fair to him, from the very beginning, because he did not confirm that he would go, though he was asked and they reached out to him. He never gave them full confirmation that he would have made himself available. All right. So we must bear that into consideration. So now squad is selected, and when the team arrived in Cameroon, there was no taxi, meaning the Kemar Taxi Lawrence, right? I don't want you to think that there's no taxi to move around the players. And there was no Speedy who arrived, all right? So that now means that the squad has been minimized in terms of numbers to 18 players. 18 players, All right, 18 players. All right. Already we know that this is not our strongest squad. We also know that the coach is using whatever game he has to look at players that he believes he could work with. And I think if a player misses the opportunity in one of these friendlies, it possibly will jeopardize his opportunity of playing with the team. And so there's a line that has to be drawn. And again, I'm going to say, in fairness to Kemar Taxi Lawrence, he has indicated that he has retired from international football. So whatever conversation he would have had to make them believe he was available, obviously he has taken the decision, and it's a serious one, to yeah, to not be a part of the team. All right, and that must be appreciated and respected without any sort of disrespect. All right, I have some interviews that I'm going to play for you, and then we're going to get into some more discussions. All right, so
treated us well and been good so far. The hotel has been fine, and the Cameroonians have done whatever they can to make the best, to provide us with good facilities, etc. So they have been really helpful and tried to make life as easy for us here in Cameroon. So credit to the Cameroonians. Yes, we have had 4 days of training. A late arrival made us lose 1 day of training. Yeah, we had first 2 days defensive trainings, and yesterday was attack, and then today was a normal stadium training. So all of these days we have had 2 meetings and 1 training session. So we've tried to maximize what we can with the players, but we have to be really careful when we are traveling such a long distance. So we cannot overload the players, especially physically. So yeah, but I think we have maximized what we can do in these 4 days. Regarding the local players, I think we have a group of honest guys who are really trying the best, and it should be really respected. They made a long journey to play and represent their country, so I give them a lot of credit, a lot of respect for doing this. It's going to be tough match for them, and again, just give them credit for working hard on trainings, being professional in taking on board the things that we have put forward. Yeah, and they have been professional in everything they have been doing so far. But then we will see tomorrow how the game will be played. But overall, I think I can give them only credit for the time until now. We really don't know much about the Cameroon, the national team that will be facing us tomorrow. Of course, it's local players. It's not the team that will be going to the World Cup. But I can for sure say that the league here in Cameroon is really strong. I don't have any calculations, but it's my feeling that it's much stronger than the league in Jamaica. And the thing is, for those guys now, before this camp, the coach of Cameroon, Rigobert Song, said that he would pick 3 players from this local squad to go with him to the World Cup in Qatar. So they have a lot to fight for. They have a lot to show. Um, and we will be facing a highly motivated group of players tomorrow. Um, it's a lot of hype here in Cameroon for the national team for the World Cup that is coming up. A lot of support. So we will face probably tomorrow not only highly motivated opponents with individual skills, we will also face a big support, a lot of people supporting them and giving them a good farewell to Qatar. The team in general, the players are physical, they are aggressive. They're fast, so I think we will be like facing a very strong, highly motivated group of guys. So that is going to be a real test for our local players. Now we will face this match. We will approach it like every other match. We don't prepare any less than for a normal or an official match. We try to keep the same way of working, keep the same way of preparing, and yeah, it's going to be interesting how we will cope with the Cameroonian team and these circumstances, the atmosphere. It also will be interesting to see our local players faced against these circumstances. A really, really big, I think it's a 44,000 stadium, 44,000 seats. And they say it's going to be a lot of people coming. So it's going to be interesting. Probably the biggest crowd that these players have played for. So it's going to be interesting to see them in these conditions. Now approaching this game, we're just working on the concepts, trying to get them to understand how we would like to work. So maybe at least we are working to improve the players in the future. This is the future of Jamaican national team. There will be no surprises in the starting lineup. We have 18 players. Hopefully we can give most of them some national team minutes. But we will see how the game will be played. But hopefully, like I said, hopefully the players will all have some minutes tomorrow. But it always, in the end, depends on how the game will be played.
All right, so you heard that interview, the press officer for the Reggae Boys interviewing that Mr. Earl Bailey interviewing Coach Himir Hal Grimson read the game. You can tell that he is a little bit less confident in this particular game when compared to how he sounded in the game that we played against Argentina, though we weren't expected to win. And that comes across like he had more confidence that time around in the players than he has in the quality of these players. I think that is how it sounds to me. It sounds to me like, yeah, these players are okay. They came out here and they traveled very far. But I think he has less confidence in the quality of these players to represent than he did with the players that he had for the Argentina game. Nonetheless, again, he emphasized that the work that they did, they worked on some defensive principles. And I will tell you again that the players who are going to, in the future, represent this team, the Reggae Boys under this particular coach will have to be very sound and strong in terms of defense. He's going to demand a lot from them in terms of defending, right? So that is something that you can hear in his voice. He also spoke about the arrival, the late arrival, and I know he's not really coming out to complain, but he can tell that. And he spoke about traveling so far to play this game, and maybe we need to look at these things, right? We need to look at these things about where and when we organize games, and how much of a benefit it is for a coach. Or does it put the coach in a compromising position given the time that he has with the players and the opportunity he has to prepare as a team just to play one game? And so some of these factors, though there is a need for money, we have to look at those factors, like how beneficial in the long run is this particular game, having traveled so far. So that is something that you could hear. They arrived late. They had 2 meetings and 1 session in preparation for this game. And so those are some of the things that he said. Here he spoke about the speed, the pace, and the power of the Cameroon team, right? And so what that means is, I believe that the stronger, more physical players will possibly start this game for Jamaica, just because you want to be able to contend with in fact, I could see us going to a 5-4-1. All right. And so we're going to get back to some other things, but I initially had a starting 11 that I am going to show you. All right. I'm going to show you that. But having heard from the coach and knowing that Taxi is not there and Devon Speedy Williams is not there. No, my take is, I think Taxi said he retired, that we should just leave him, whatever his form is, and respect his decision to retire from international football. I honestly believe, personally, that some players will have to be left if we're going to go ahead. Right? Some players will have to be left behind. There are players who are Jamaican born that needs to be left behind. And there are players who are born in England that represents Jamaica that will be left behind. If we're going to move ahead, we need to move ahead without some of these players. Believe me, this is the only way it's going to work. There is, and I will say this, the JFF need changes, the coach has changed, players must change. We cannot be preparing for the next campaign with the same set of players. It makes absolutely no sense. And I'm not saying this to disrespect any players, because as soon as I say things like that, man, no rate, man. Listen, Andre Blake had probably one of the best seasons in MLS. Best seasons. Damian Lowe went into the playoffs. So I'm not here talking about the quality of the players, right? All right? Here is what needs to happen. If you're changing persons in the administration, you see Dennis Strong, you see new coach, and more changes are coming in the JFF, and the whole coaching staff has changed. You have to change some players. Listen, because some of these players have been treated so bad, they're carrying a lot of baggage. Listen, there are some players that they're going to be toxic because they have baggage that they're carrying. These players, whether we want to agree or not, the administration has hurt them. And they are walking around with the hurt. So a lot of people have said, what Damian Lowe do? How Rob Smith you get into that? Right? Listen, this is man's man opinion. I don't know what that question. I don't know who that question is really in relation to Rob Smith, but yeah. And oh jeez. But Ian Campbell, I said nothing about old. Listen. All right, so let me give my opinion. I don't care about a player's age. If they have the right attitude and they are at the top of their game, their age matters not to me. Brazil has called Dani Alves and Thiago Silva. The age don't matter to me. The age doesn't. Jordan Henderson going with England. The age don't matter to me. If you're playing high quality football and you're the best in your position and you have, and this is the important, the right attitude. Right attitude. When Rob Smith, did I call Rob Smith? Do not do that, man. Rob Smith. All right. So here's what Fresh God. I want you to do something for me. Rob Smith said I called Damian Lowe in some when. Did I mention Damian Lowe? I have not even said Rob Smith in my video that I'm doing. I have not called one player name who should not be there. So I don't know where you hear that, Rob. Don't do that. All right? Don't do that. All right? It matters not. But the player's attitude must be right. Let me say it again. The administration is changing and they need to change out more. The entire coaching staff is changing. They are players who were part of the previous campaign that cannot and should not be a part of the upcoming campaign. We need to leave them behind. And this has nothing to do with their quality. It has to do with the hurt that they are bringing and carrying. A lot of these players have been hurt so much by the administration that every time they open their mouth, negative is going to come out. And every little thing that they say or it is done is going to spill over into something bigger and greater. You have to leave toxic stuff behind and toxic people. Now, like Duckland said, the coach must select who he wants. I absolutely agree. And I did start out by saying, I know that the coach called and spoke to people. And so every time he has a squad, especially, I said that in the beginning, the players who ply their trade in England and overseas, he calls them and speak with them. Even players that he has been told to move away from. He has said, no, I will. You remember Andre Blake? He spoke to Andre Blake. So I know he would have spoken to Taxi. I know he would have spoken to Speedy. And I said it before that Taxi did not confirm his attendance. But he did not say he's not going. So there was an expectation that he'd be there on Speedy. Now, they could be injured and maybe they communicated that to the coach, or they could have some family emergency. We have to leave them to come and explain that. We're not casting any aspersion because maybe they have some family emergency. Maybe something serious came up. And right? But it doesn't look good. And we cannot say we are moving, right? We cannot be moving ahead and keep moving with the same problems. Again, I'm not a stickler for age. If you're good enough, you're old enough, you're young enough, you can play. You can play. But this idea that everybody needs to be given a chance, it's not wisdom. At some point, you need to cut your losses and move on from people. Some people don't deserve any more chances. It happens in organizations. It happens in relationships. It happens in sports. After a time, you have to say, listen, we have to move on from this. And I personally think we have come to that point that we need to move on from some players. And I'm telling you again, I think there are players who have represented Jamaica, who were born in England, that we need to move on from. And there are players who are born in Jamaica, who represent the Reggae Boys, that we need to move on from as well. Yeah. I think it's going to be hard to move away from the fans, Jason. And I think some fans need to move on. Move on from the toxic conversation. I don't need to call no names. Remember this. And I think you guys are missing what I'm saying because we try to create arguments. The coach must speak to players. And like I said, I'm going to give Speedy and Taxi the benefit of the doubt that there are things that occurred that legitimately denied them the opportunity from traveling. For the coach's sake, I don't need to call any name. I am not here. Listen, it matters not to me once the coach has selected his squad. I support the team. It is the coach's domain to decide based on the attitude. Remember, I'm not talking about their talent. Based on their attitude towards the team and the federation. That must be looked at. Companies do it. We act sometimes like people must always be given chance and you must move on. Some of you are married because you left one woman, because the relationship was toxic. It's very simple. And again, don't ask me to call name. That is not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is that some of us as fans, you want to put vloggers in there, need to move on. So because sometimes you know have some other conversation, you know, want to get some heated conversation and come on the next platform and expect heat. This is not the vlog for it today. This vlog is about just good things and good times and real reasoning. No shouting, no screaming, no anger, no upset, nothing. But rational, reasonable reasoning. The squad must change. Must. And I am happy. I am happy that all players are being given an opportunity. But if for whatever reason you find it necessary to not be a part without reasonable explanation, and I think the same thing goes for, and I say it again, whether you are from England or from Jamaica, it doesn't matter. You represent the Reggae Boys. There has to be a standard. We cannot go back with the same broken down fences in the next campaign. And it begins now. It begins now. When you're called up, you must give notice within reasonable time that you're not going to be there so that replacement can be made. Right? You have to. We have to give reasonable time so that replacement can be made. I am sure that somebody else could have gone in Speedy's place. Somebody could have gone in Taxi's place. So this should have been sorted out way before. The fact that it is on arrival, it came up, don't make any sense. So once the initial call, if the tickets are going to be booked, and this must be part of the plan going forward, you must, like before the bookings say you cannot go, that way an opportunity is created so that someone else can be included. Because when you don't go and you do it late, some other player is denied the opportunity of representing their national team. And that's simple. And these must be the signs. Let me get some of this. I see Jason saying mindset needs to change. Professionalism is still lacking. Follow-up needs to be made as well. Not pointing fingers. Thank you, sir. All right. Duklan says, I don't see any player that we should move away from because we have not had a settled team for any period of time. Well, you know what, Duklan, you and I differ. You don't see any. Again, I think there are players that we need to move away from. That's me. Yeah. I every time, even at your club, Duklan, when a coach comes in, they move on from players. It is the same thing in a national team, and it's not like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. It's just the way of football. Philosophies change, standards change. Why you don't call name? Who should be still here? So you're saying that all the 100 players, Duklan, I don't need to call a name for you. Why you keep talking about calling name, Duklan? Come on, listen. It bothers me, when the people that you hold in high esteem try to. Don't do that to me, Duklan, please. I respect you, my brother. Jamaica used 100 players in the last campaign, Duklan, and you're saying that we should move away from none of them. When I begin to ask you that and call names, you're going to tell me that that is not what you meant. So do not do that. Why are you asking me about Blake? You didn't hear me talk about Blake. And I tell you that Blake, don't you know that Blake is one of my... You should not ask me that. Why are you asking me that? If you have some issue with some other vloggers, my brother, please go and take it up with them. Have you ever heard me have a conversation about Blake on my channel about him not being? Why are you asking me that? Don't ask me about any player. Do not do that, my friend. If you have some issues with what, because you said it before, other vloggers are saying that. If other vloggers are saying it, why are you coming to me with it? You don't hear me saying it. Go and talk to them. You're afraid of talking to them? Talk to them. Tell me which one of the vloggers that you are speaking of. And I'm very sure that if you want, I can give them your number and let them call and talk to you and you tell them how you feel. But don't bring it up because you don't hear me say that. Oh, Blake, come in this. You know, people have been telling me, oh, you need to watch this Netflix thing to hear. I have not even watched it because it matters not to me. The coach called him to the team. That's an agent, bless up. Thank you, Jason. Uriel says, if a player gets a call up and hasn't turned up without explanation, the country has to move on from those players, whoever those players are. The kind of disrespect needs to stop. Thank you, Uriel Sayers. Thank you so much. All right, so here's the thing, Rob Simit. If you let me give you the number and you can call. You want to call somebody? Lord have mercy. Sir, again, man, is why are we hearing this from you before the game? Why isn't this an official statement? That what? I am telling you, so I'm telling you that these players didn't go. Taxi didn't go and Devon. What? As much as you're trying not to imply, I'm telling you, what are you talking about? Rob Smith, Taxi Lawrence, and Devon Speedy Williams are not in Cameroon. I'm not trying to imply anything. That's what I said. I'm not trying to imply. I'm not implying anything. I am telling you. Kemar Taxi Lawrence did not go to Cameroon. I do not know the reason. That's for Kemar Taxi Lawrence to explain. Speedy did not go. I don't know the reason. It's for Speedy to explain. I'm not trying to imply. I said that clearly from the beginning, Rob Smith. So I'm saying that I'm wondering where you're going with your conversation. I said that the side is depleted. There were 20 and 2. I've said that, listen, 2 other players could have been called up if it was given early notice. I'm not implying anything. I must be missing what you're saying. Boy. Anyways, so Jason Tax's name was on it, but he said there was no confirmation. The squad, the official squad had Speedy in it. And Tax's name was on it. And there was a note saying that Taxi had not yet confirmed. I said all of that, right? Again, none of us know why the players are not there. Okay? None of us. No. It is for the players, whether to the coach, the team manager, or on their official social media platform to say something, because they generally post stuff. Like Uriel Sawyer says, when you are called for a national team and you refuse to show up without reasonable explanation, then any proper functioning body and group must take action, because it is seen as being disrespectful. And a coach's job is to not get only the best talent around a team, but the best attitude around the team. I have said to you all, again, obviously some of you were on some other vlog somewhere, hearing some stuff, and you're unhappy. So you're coming to offload over here. Not a problem. Offload. But we don't take it up. Right? I'm not going to take it up. Other players could have been called up in their absence. That's one thing. Could have. And Taxi, whether you want to call it official or unofficial, has indicated his desire to walk away from international football. And nothing is wrong with that. I have no problems with him. All right, so Duklan, again, Duklan. Thank you, Jason. Duklan, Duklan, I think you're not listening. This is probably, Duklan, let me say it to you again. Duklan, I said to you, Duklan, the coach spoke to the players. Just listen. The coach spoke to the players. Since the coach has been here, every name that you have seen mentioned to be called, he personally calls them. The coach from the Argentina game, he spoke to the players. That is why, and I said it, but again, obviously, a lot of this is coming from somewhere else, not here. So obviously, a lot of you are, you fill yourself with a lot of toxic stuff, and you're going to offload it here. So let me help you to offload it. I'm going to help you. Because I said it, but because you have all of the toxic stuff, energy flowing in you, you're not going to hear it, because you need to deal with the toxic stuff that probably ended on the show, and they probably never take a comment. So let me take some of the comment and help you sort it out. The coach called the players. He does that. He talks to them. In fact, remember that Andre Blake was excluded from the Argentina squad, and it was the coach who spoke to him and added back his name. There were players who others didn't want to be a part of this, and the coach called all of them and included them. And included them. In the squad. It happened in the Argentina game, and I said it to you. If it were up to the hierarchy, a lot of these players would be moved. They would have moved away from a lot of these players. But the coach has called and spoken to them, selling his visions and selling his ideas. And here's what happened. right? I don't know why Blake is being burnt out, Duckland, but I'm just telling you, I don't have a clue. Right? I you understand me? I don't know who is burning out Blake. I honestly don't know, and I don't know why. I don't have a clue. I don't know which show. I don't know. I don't know what has Blake done, because I don't know. I don't know why is Blake being burnt out, like, or burnt out. I don't know what happened with Blake, because I'm lost. Like, I don't know, like, what did Blake do, because before the squad was named, Blake told him that he would not, so he was never included. So I don't. How would he be burnt out based on this? So I don't know, because Blake did the right thing. Blake said, "I will not be available." That is what you do. I will not be available. Not, I will confirm. I'll let you know, or whatever. I will not be available. So Blake did the right thing. Oh, no, I'm getting it. Them using the Netflix thing. All right, but people, all right. Yo, people are. All right. I don't know. Uh, when was when was the Netflix documentary done? Like, when was it? Um, is it recorded? When did they do the recording? When was all of it? Right? Okay, so now that I know it's a Netflix. Okay, because I no, I know. Big up Brain Drain, and thanks for joining, man. Okay. All right. So let me ask you. You have to look at timelines, people. You're smart people, you know. You have to look when the Netflix documentary was done, because when it was done is a different time from when it was aired. So maybe at the time when they were recording it, it was when the team was having problems. You can tell that many things changed when you look at the Argentina game and you look at the Nations League game. We saw that there was a change in the team. Obviously, though, I know Damian Lowe was saying that there was some discord in the team and division in the campaign. So if, for example, that Netflix documentary was done during the time when we played in Panama and Mexico in the first part, you would hear a lot of toxic things, and a lot of wrong behavior. But when you come back to the last set of games, the Nations League, all of the guys, including Blake and Ravel and all of them, start get together and have fun. So you have to check when the documentary was done. So while you or whomever is having an issue with Blake, all of those things would have been resolved. Because when the documentary was done, it's different from when the documentary was aired. Oh, come on, man. So yeah. But yeah. All right. It's called, the documentary is called Captains. You have to protect people. You have to protect. You have to proclaim. It's called Captains, right? So people, let us, you understand me. And every vlogger have them, you understand me, them own ways of doing things. That's up to them. You understand me? Yeah, but yeah. So here's the thing, people. I learned something very interesting from the interview that Damian Lowe did. Very interesting principle. No, something I'm on the fire. But just I try to calm the coach. A very interesting principle. Oh, I get it, a sneak peek at it. Big up Jay anyway. So what I'll say is this, right? One of the things I learned from Damian Lowe, that there was a point when there were issues, but we did not know as fans when the issues were over. So though we were, quote unquote, in emotional and a mental war over the whole player situation, the players, by the end of the campaign and in the Nations League game, especially when Paul came on. I remember when I did that video, when Paul became the coach, I spoke about one of the things that Paul, I think in the short time that he did, one of the most important things for Jamaica's football. Somehow he was able to bridge that gap of divide between fans and players and all of that. That continued up to the Argentina game. The people who released this documentary may have done it, but I see Ian said it has opened up all wounds. Those may be your wounds, Ian, because you have none of us have no reason to believe that the players are not getting along right now. Yet we want to create a narrative from a documentary that there are still problems. Now, if somebody said to me, listen, when I watched that documentary, I would recommend that Billy not be the captain. That is fine. But none of us has any proof that right now, there are problems with the players. See somebody else? Blake speak on the problems in the squad that led us to not qualify, speaking on team cohesion and the difficulty he faces as the captain. Jamaica need to watch it with an open mind. Yeah. My name is, I don't think they are saying that's the same thing. I understand, coach. I understand that, coach. I don't understand. I don't think they're saying. I wonder if there's a next message. I don't understand, coach. Is this war can't done till the whole of them eye close. What is Pinkwall Sports Classic? What is Brindrin Talk? What is I, I I'm lost. I'm not sure. Like I look like I'm missing comments or something because I don't know what is going on. I'm not understanding somebody. I'm not understanding. Oh, they are saying that there are still division. The documentary rehash But there's no proof of that, Because remember, the documentary, we have not seen the players coming together. So how do we know the players are divided? Or there are divisions? That's what I'm saying. How do you know that because of this documentary, what proof is there that because of this documentary, the divisions? Because we don't know if part of the meeting that they have, they're not saying that they're, hey, Coach Minzin, better you call me, man, because me not to get come. What I'm saying, is that the only assembling of the team since the World Cup campaign, since the documentary, is the Cameroon game. So what evidence do we have that they are division? What Brendan is saying, this stream is sports mix up. God have mercy. I don't pressure me. Sports mix up. Coach, I don't know.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. Bless up, Coach.
Yeah. Big up yourself, morning. There's a correction. Remember the thing was aired after the team went to the Nations League. Remember they have Nations League competition after. So they actually linked up before this thing was thrown out there. I don't think the people are saying that there's still a division. But what the documentary would have done is to rehash all that the campaign had to offer. And the misery of us not qualifying. It basically gives us an insight into the dressing room and all the other areas that we weren't possible okay to see from a general standpoint. You and I, we went to the game. Well, you probably not so into the whole after game thing, but I saw some things after the game as well. But I think it just rehashed the whole aspect of what really transpired in the campaign, rather than people are still saying that they're division. And because of that, people are moving towards some of these players getting out because they saw what they did to the campaign.
They saw the players from the documentary. They saw what the players did to the campaign, and they are saying that given that these players should not be a part of it.
That's what I'm getting from the people.
But what I am saying though, Coach Minzy, which could also be a possibility, like because Paul Hall had some meetings,
Yeah, man, we know that Paul Hall did try to sort out things, So that's why we are saying in the Nations League, because remember they played the nation. You said the team only assembly was since the thing there, since the release of the
documentary is a Cameroon game, so there is really no.
No, but before that, even before the documentary was released, they had camps for Nations League, and you'd have seen where there seemed to be some sort of semblance of order.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't. What I saw in the Nations League was unit more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I said the people are not saying that this unit is still They are basically rehashing what transpired, and because of these said players that they would have seen in the documentary, the piece of them will say, the players them to cut and not be a part of it because of what?
Okay.
Whole campaign
they played in the campaign, which that I can agree that I can agree with, but that is
my interpretation still.
Yeah, because my whole point today, Coach, is that listen, I know the coach talk to players, so two players don't turn up. I don't know what the reasons are. I can't get into. I don't know the reasons, right? Why Taxi don't turn up and why Speedy don't turn up for the game. But they don't. But I am saying
that 18 players don't know.
Yeah, 18 players. Exactly. So I'm saying that one, if you're not going, you could have given early notice so other players could have gone. Say they come out and say there's an emergency and they have reasonable explanation. That I can understand, but they should have still given reasonable time. So
no, but sometimes you have things come up still enough. So if we look on one side, we have to look on all of the sides. Because it could be a case where they did not pay attention to the invitation, or it could be a case they paid attention to the invitation, and something does come up on an emergency level where they had no control over.
Well, that is true.
And
But suppose,
like me, I
Coach
pick up
Minzy,
for them.
no man, but suppose,
pick up for them, I just try
yeah,
to balance
balance it in, which is what I'm trying to do. So suppose there's nothing like that. I think at some point the national team has to make a decision. Like, we have to move away from this kind of behavior from players. And if there's no reasonable explanation and excuse, you just can't be a part of it. Because
right, and that's what Paul Hall was batting for.
Exactly, Paul Hall said that. Every time you get called up, you're supposed to turn up. He says you get called up, you turn up. Paul Hall said that. So I don't think that the thing need to, and the players need, and that's why I said, I don't care whether you're from, you live in England or you live in Jamaica. It matters not to me.
Yeah. And another side to it in the man is, man can say, yo, look for when me not get called up, or when man not avail, you call me up, and now come now. So a whole lot of things can be taken out of this situation, you know.
Yeah, and a man could be offended, so you never call me to come play against Argentina, you want me to go play against Cameroon. You understand
exactly.
me? But at the end of the day, brethren, it don't matter. This is a national team you get called up for. And if you're not going to go, other persons could have gone and played. You have to give ample notice. But one thing I know, and you know this, coach, that I will tell people, these players have gone through a lot in the years, a lot of them, in terms of how they feel and they are treated. So they have a lot of hurt carrying. And sometimes if you build a new thing, you have to move away from them hurt people, because hurt people hurt people.
Hurting people hurt people. And you know, Manins, you see why my fans them now forgive Andre Blake. That's because whatever it is about, why are they coming now? Why now? I think that has stuck with persons.
Yeah.
And Jamaicans are not too forgiving enough. So they hold that to over Andre Blake's head until while all of them stop in football, references will be made towards it.
Yeah,
so I think the people are forgiving, and that are the issue why they are lamenting about Andre Blake's whole thing. Read the team through the campaign.
Yeah, but I don't know, because that Argentina game, to me, I didn't see any signs of like there is discord or disunity with the players. Maybe they hide it very well, but I just felt like everybody they were all cohesive and like one team. And that is what I have to reference, because that is what I saw, the Argentina game. No, maybe it was such a big occasion that they hide the stuff, but I don't know. I need. I don't know, coach. I just think like maybe we pass it. We the players have passed it, and we probably need to pass it. I don't know.
I tell them, man, Jamaican people, we're not forgiving, Virgin, and we don't move on. People hold something over your head because of what you said 10 years ago. Even though you might apologize for it, people are going to hold it over your head. And that them are going to see it as.
Yeah.
I'm going to see a comment where Jason makes say, bloggers have so much responsibility, you know. And you see the narrative where we push, eat the people and work with, you know.
Yeah.
And we have to just be careful where we try to, you know, bring out there to send a message, because when the fans them hold on for anything, you know, that them hold on for, you know.
Yeah. I see somebody saying that that is nonsense. AQ saying that is nonsense about Jamaica not forgiving. It all comes down to how good they think you are. No matter what Bolt does, he will get forgiveness. Nothing to do with morality.
Virgin, that's his opinion, and this is my opinion based off my experience. So, Mr. Armstrong, I am not going to say what you are saying is wrong, so I would love for you not to say what I'm saying is wrong. This is based off my experience. You understand? And I'm not may I bring it right across the sports landscape.
What I can tell you, Coach Princey, if
Jamaicans aren't forgiving when you do something.
hey, I
When
can
it
tell
come
you
on
this.
to anything in a
Hold
sports.
on, let me tell you this. If Bolt
Bolt
did
is
decide,
an
hold on.
anomaly. So
No,
you
no,
can't
no.
use Bolt.
Coach, I'm gonna use a good example of Bolt. If Bolt decided that he wasn't going to run that relay and Jamaica never did get that next goal, you think a lot of people that have him up?
But remember when Bolt did run the chain in our mouth and the people used to talk about Bolt. So if we don't talk about people not forgive Bolt and thing. But Virgin, your opinion still. Me not gonna stop you from saying, but what me have experience. And me believe, based on where we go on, people have not forgiven Andre Blake.
Well, Boss Thomas is
because of
saying
the
that.
comment.
Well, Boss Thomas
Because
is
of the
saying.
comment.
Boss Thomas is saying that you should say some people because.
Well. If you not fit in the category, you have to just hold your own. It's a general statement I'm making. Jamaicans aren't forgiven, and if you check it right across, anything have to do with life, sports, personal life, family life, Jamaicans aren't forgiven.
And so in our minds, Andre Blake or the national team isn't good enough. Had he been the best goalie in the world or the team was the best in the world, we would love him.
But Andre, the best goalkeeper we ever have, me, in my opinion, but people still not like him because I comment to him, say, and how him operate. But they don't look, they don't look past him physical ability as a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, that is true. But the truth is, it depends on what you do. Because I'm telling you, if you send Bolt, you say, "Who? Me not run with a soft man and for me and them man and they in the same camp." And that really a team never do nothing. Jamaica would not forgive Bolt. I'm telling you, even though he have the world record.
Yeah, concretize the point when I'm making up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with you.
Yeah. It's just that we because I'm telling you, as we said, at the comment to Andre Blake make, he said, what am I gonna know? So people have that over him head like a halo. I say Andre Blake don't like the English players then. And things that he have said along the line. People, because remember him come on and try to say people misinterpret what him saying.
Yeah, and then the documentary probably just helped to highlight it.
Exactly.
Or further,
Right.
Yeah.
So people no business if Andre are the best. They don't want him. Because they're not going to forgive him. They're not look past and say that are the past. And that's the point that I make.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Armstrong, you have to learn how to understand the point that I make to you. Because me get the point where you say, well, probably if me say Jamaicans I feel like that is true, you just know, say you know another part of Jamaica. When they check it out, of course, there are some things happening in our life where we don't forgive people over for true. And it's not a good thing, but it just happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts? Because you know that I just decided that, like, I've not heard anybody watch the documentary and say anything good. Some say, why would I watch it? Because I wonder if it's a documentary about Andre Blake because I'm the only person here people talk about.
No, man, the documentary, I think though what the documentary did it for me it highlighted some of the struggles that each team went through and how they overcame. It so happened that we never overcame it. Because you have Thiago Silva, you have Margic, you have the other youth there, Aubameyang, you have a Lebanese player with down there, Bama. As me said, me talk about it, all of the teams they went to who were uncaptained, they went to their fair share of struggles. It's just that we weren't able to deal with our struggles the best way that it could have been dealt with. You understand?
Yeah.
But, and why people talk about Blake? Because him are the captain. Because the other country probably have a talk about Magic. Or, well, me other Jamaicans talk how gentleman Magic was.
Okay.
And Thiago Silva. So, yeah, and how selfless Aubameyang was. So, yeah, people talk things about it, man. But why Andre Blake is being spoken of is because him are the lead in the Jamaica team as the captain.
Okay.
But it's a well, me not gonna tell you if you watch it, man. For me, if you watch it, it just emotional. It just bring back and see how close we were to qualifying, and the thing just never happened because of whatever was happening in the team.
Okay. All right, I'll
Yeah,
take it out.
yeah, man, you can watch it, man. But me not gonna tell you to force you say you have to watch it. But it's a good watch,
Yeah,
even
because
as a football person.
Rob Smith is saying that it's funny how people don't talk about how Blake was having dinner and making conversation with the UK players, and he's saying that negative sells.
Of course, Blake was trying to bridge the gap. He sensed probably there was something. He was trying to integrate himself and trying to get people together. He was emotional as well. Even one time him go on the street and the people him a talk about, oh, him a let in a goal them. And the man get dark and I say, you think say me purpose for the let in goal? You think say me no want to win? So of course, people are gonna highlight certain things because most of the things were in the thing. It probably them said that the bad out really good in the document. You understand? But you have takeaways from the other teams that are very good. So it's a good watch.
All right, I'll take it in. I'll take it in. All right, respect the man in the classroom. Go and take care of the people, them kids with us, sir.
Yeah, man, big up
Yeah,
yourself.
man. All right, bless up, Coach Minzy. All right, that's Coach Minzy from the coach's desk. You know, he has his triple treat every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at around 7 or 7:30 ish in the evening. All right. Let me take some more of your comments. All right. The Jason, I should watch it. All right. The perceived division was amplified by some comments he had made earlier. He wanted to win, and he led as he knew how. All right. Duckland says, but the bad thing outdo the good in the campaign. So it was spot on. Um, Rob Smith really and truly Tapper didn't speak much in the documentary. Dapper agent, don't blame Blake. The blame should be pushed to the guy at the top who organized the team. God have mercy. Talking about Danny Alves, the man get picked for World Cup and him no play since September. Fresh God Tapper was a fly on the wall. Ducklanson, exactly. The bad outdoor, the good. All right. So, given the 18 players that we have, I I I I I have here a lineup that I'm going to share with you. Just to bring a little smile, a little laughter on your face. Please remember as you're watching as well. I know there are many of you watching. So hit the like button. All right. I think we only have 38 likes. We can do a little better than that. So please, if you have not yet, go ahead, hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to the platform and you're watching, also go ahead and subscribe to I Am Sure Sports and I Am Sure Sports Caribbean. You can also share the link with someone so they can be a part of the I Am Sure Sports brand. All right. So I selected a starting 11 from the players that we have available. Um, Let me see if I can get it on the screen in such a way that you can see it clearly. Okay. Let me bring down this player right here. So that way we can see the goalkeeper. I think I need to bring him down a little bit here, center forward. I think that's how we're going to play the center forwards. All right. Home base Cameroon team. Kemar Foster in goal. Richard King, Damian Lowe, Ricardo Thomas, Javian Brown, Kevin Lambert, Alwyn Harvey, Demario Phillips, Lamar Walker, Trevante Stewart, and Jordan Fletcher. Yeah. But I'm going to make some changes to this because I get a feeling that because the coach spoke about the physicality of the Cameroon team, that it may serve us better to start the game with a 5, 4, 1. All right. So let me do it this way. I would go Richard King, Damian Lowe this side. What is his name? What is the young fella named Jamai Topi? These are people don't listen. This is just Manning's money here. You can you can help me to change it afterward. All right, Topi. That's it. Then I go this side. I still go Ricardo Thomas, and I'm still going. Oh jeez, going. Javian Brown. Just give me a minute. I'm going to look back at what you're doing and see some of your comments. You can tell me if you think this formation, local base Cameroon team. And then I'm going to go 4 in midfield and 1 up front. So I am going to Mario Phillips, starting Fletcher. Yeah, go. All right. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Is that team too defensive and we wouldn't get anything out of the game if we play such a team? Is it too defensive in terms of the personnel out there? Trevante Stewart up here. So it's a 5-4-1. What do you think, people? Or you prefer the first formation? Yeah, I had 4-4-2 first, which is the first thing I had. He prefers playing 4-4-2, but because of all the inexperience in the squad, because if you notice, even Ravel was playing defensively in the Argentina game. I did have 4-4-2 originally, but I'm thinking if it would make sense to go to a back 5, seeing that you have 3 center backs. I know he prefers a 4-4-2, but yeah, Ian, I think like 5-4-1 makes more sense because it gives us a lot of defensive coverage. And then when you're attacking, Jordan Fletcher is fast enough because Trevante Stewart, even though he may not be the most clinical, he's very good at holding up the ball. He reminds me of what's his name, Corey Burke. Presses a lot, tackles a lot up front. He's going to create a lot. He's going to foul the people a whole lot, which is probably going to slow down the Cameroon. He's very physical. So I would just start him because of his physicality. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't want us to get beaten bad. You understand me? So I don't know, but we can change it up, if you can give me some thoughts and stuff on who else we can probably put some other players. You have the 2 goalkeepers, you have McMaster that is there, you have Lamar Walker, you have Malik Howell, who is also a part of the team. So if you can tell me, bad with bad Gaza, I really believe that McGregor. The games are Wednesday, Delroy Robinson. Wednesday. All the Costa Cup games are being played on Wednesday. The problem I have with McGregor is that McGregor has not played competitive football since he came off in the game in the JPL playoffs, you know. No, Fresh God is not a press conference, man. It's the same thing that I played earlier with the interview from the coach. I played the interview earlier, Fresh God. Yeah. That's the only thing. And McGregor is McMaster is not a forward, Ian. Right. From the JPL final, he has not played. So he's just recovering from injuries, but he's a very good striker. And that is a problem I have. One thing I know is that with Trevante, him tackle, him bustle, him bounce down people, him like this is like a Corey Burke in the making. Not going to score a lot of goals, but him going to work very hard. Yeah. So I don't know, but I could change out any one of them and stuff. But that's what yeah. But we could start him. Yeah. What position McMaster play? Yeah, Ian. I will say that McGregor. I'm telling you, in terms of quality, I think McGregor's quality is better than Trevante Stewart. All I'm saying is that he has not played, He has not played. Trust me. Remember, he played against Harborview, and from that time he came off injured. He has not played in the JPL even this season. And even the friendly games that I saw, the preseason friendly by Dumby Holden, he did not play. I was a little bit, I'm glad that he's there, but I'm a little bit surprised because I didn't know that he had recovered. That's the only reason, Ian. It's not a quality, it's just a fitness issue. Management, we can employ 4-3-3 formation. Just ensure that the defense line and the midfield are behind the ball when we do not have the ball. Yeah. All right, I hear you. But boy, I don't know. You listen to what the coach said. You want me to play it back? Because I played it earlier, You want me to play it? You want me to play it over? If you listen to what the coach said, who was the MVP of the JPL finals? Wasn't it Trayvon Reed? Wasn't Trayvon Reed the JP? Yeah. Hey, Brian, you're a joker, then, brother. I never see a Sunday. What kind of thing is that, man? Come on, man. You need to do better than that, Brian. What? All right, so let me play back for you what the coach said again. And if you listen to his comments, you'll kind of figure that there is going to be an emphasis on being defensively solid. All right, so let me just listen to the coach and then we can get back to the team.
Yeah, Africa has treated us well, been good so far. The hotel has been fine, and the Cameroonies have done whatever they can to make the best, to provide us with good facilities, etc. So they have been really helpful and tried to make life as easy for us here in Cameroon. So credit to the Cameroonies. Yes, we have had 4 days of training. A late arrival made us lose 1 day of training. Yeah, we had first 2 days defensive trainings, and yesterday was attack, and then today was a normal stadium training. So all of these days we have had 2 meetings and 1 training session. So we've tried to maximize what we can with the players, but we have to be really careful when we are traveling such a long distance. So we cannot overload the players, especially physically. So yeah, but I think we have maximized what we can do in these 4 days. Regarding the local players, I think we have a group of honest guys who are really trying the best, and it should be really respected. They made a long journey to play and represent their country, so I give them a lot of credit, a lot of respect for doing this. It's going to be tough match for them, and again, just give them credit for working hard on trainings, being professional in taking on board the things that we have put forward. Yeah, and they have been professional in everything they have been doing so far. But then we will see tomorrow how the game will be played. But overall, I think I can give them only credit for the time until now. We really don't know much about the Cameroon, the national team that will be facing us tomorrow. Of course, it's local players. It's not the team that will be going to the World Cup. But I can for sure say that the league here in Cameroon is really strong. I don't have any calculations, but it's my feeling that it's much stronger than the league in Jamaica. And the thing is, for those guys now, before this camp, the coach of Cameroon, Rigobert Song, said that he would pick 3 players from this local squad to go with him to the World Cup in Qatar. So they have a lot to fight for. They have a lot to show. And we will be facing a highly motivated group of players tomorrow. It's a lot of hype here in Cameroon for the national team, for the World Cup that is coming up. A lot of support. So we will face probably tomorrow not only highly motivated opponents with individual skills, we will also face a big support, a lot of people supporting them and giving them a good farewell to Qatar. The team in general, the players are physical, they are aggressive, they're fast. So I think we will be like facing a very strong, highly motivated group of guys. So that is going to be a real test for our local players. Now we will face this match. We will approach it like every other match. We don't prepare any less than for a normal or an official match. We try to keep the same way of working, keep the same way of preparing, and yeah, it's going to be interesting how we will cope with the Cameroonian team and these circumstances, the atmosphere. It also will be interesting to see our local players faced against these circumstances. A really, really big, I think it's a 44,000 stadium, 44,000 seats. And they say it's going to be a lot of people coming. So it's going to be interesting. Probably the biggest crowd that these players have played for. So it's going to be interesting to see them in these conditions. Now approaching this game, we're just working on the concepts, trying to get them to understand how we would like to work. So maybe at least we are working to improve the players in the future. This is the future of Jamaican national team. There will be no surprises in the starting lineup. We have 18 players. Hopefully we can give most of them some national team minutes. But we will see how the game will be played. But hopefully, like I said, hopefully the players will all have some minutes tomorrow. But it always, in the end, depends on how the game will be played.
All right, so there you go. Those are the comments from Coach Himir Hallgrimson. Right? Those are his comments about the game. So here he speaks about the pace and the physicality and the power of the Cameroonian team, and that is why I reverted from the original 4-4-2. But he like I said, if you watch the Icelandic team that he coached, they played the 4-4-2. And the game against Argentina, he played the 4-4-2. He just didn't play the two strikers beside each other. He played them one behind the other. So maybe that is something that he will deploy for this particular game as well. And if it is a 4-4-2, I think he will start with King and Lowe, like we had before, Javian Brown and Ricardo Thomas, Kevin Lambert, Alwyn Harvey. I see somebody saying that they would start McMaster, but isn't McMaster a wingback? Isn't he a defensive player kind of a thing? I don't know, because I remember that even the coach, remember when he made the change, he still kept his 4-4-2. Like, he likes big forwards who can hold up play. I don't think that is Jordan Fletcher's strength. I think Jordan Fletcher's strength is to play ball, balls played through the channel, getting that ball and, dribbling from the wing, and kicking it off the left. Right, so play on the right, cut inside, kick off the left. I think that is his strength. I don't know if he's a holder player, because you figure at some point, Jamaica going to need an outlet ball. Like, who is going to be that outlet ball? If you know Damian Lowe, he's going to be striking some of those long outlet balls. So that is why I think you need somebody who can physically challenge the Cameroonian in the air with some hold-up play, because that would benefit Jamaica. And so that is why I think the one striker there who may be able to do that is him. All right. McMaster is a winger, Ian, or a wingback? Are you suggesting that he's a wingback? Or you think he can play wing? A right winger? Hey, Ian, talk to me. I think he's a right back. I don't know. He's a right winger. I don't know about that, but if you say he's a right winger, he looks like a very defensive-minded player to me when I've watched him. So I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing doubles, but I've watched him on a couple of occasions, and it doesn't strike me as an out-and-out winger for Minnesota. I don't know. Okay. So he's a right winger. We're not using any wing there, no? All right. So let's I'm going to make the change, but I'm telling you, based on how Jamaica is going to play, none of these guys that you're suggesting. So I'm going to start McMaster because none of these guys can do, I think, what is none of these. I've never seen Jordan Fletcher, McMaster, and Colorado Murray, because I don't pick people based on and I pick them based on how the team is going to play, right? It don't matter if I like you or not, it's how the team is going to play that I'm going to pick you on. But I'm going to just do what you're saying, just to, you understand me? But if you go, Colorado Murray cannot hold up the ball. Good player, again, a player who plays a lot of his play is getting balls through the channels and using his pace. The coach did say, and if you have to listen to the coach said that the Cameroon team is very fast. So Ian, we don't want to challenge your ballsing. All right, but I'm going to put in all the players who you want to start. All right, so we're going to take off. Let me take off Alway and Harvey because I don't want anybody to say. And we're going to start your team, Ian. But I am telling you, Ian, that they're not going to start because the team cannot play like that. The players who you want out there, the team cannot play like that. But we're going to still put them there because we're just naming players, So let me put what's his name? Peter McGregor. There we go. All right, so let's say we just put them out, just for the sake of it, put them out and put Peter McGregor here. This is a 4-3-3. All right, basically a 4-3. Well, Peter McGregor go up here. So this would change to a 4-3-3, which means we'd have to remove Topi. And I'm telling you, if Jamaica use this team, we're getting 6 love. Easy, easy, easy. Because this is what you'd have to end up doing. If we do this, we're getting minimum 6. In fact, I tell you that by halftime, we're probably down 6 if we use this team. Minimum 6 love we're getting. If we play these players, we guarantee you that. Yeah, I tell you. So, people, this is not management team. Management team is a complete different team. If we use this team with these players, by halftime, Jamaica down 6 love. But guarantee you that. This team can't defend. It can't play low block. It can't play mid block. Peso, me not talk about experience. Colorado Murray has never been a older player from him the Tivoli. Peso. In fact, from Colorado Murray plays schoolboy football. He's not a older player. Colorado Murray fast. Well, I have to make sure that I don't put any Mount Pleasant player on it, because I don't want anybody to say because management support Mount Pleasant. So no Mount Pleasant. Well, the only one is Demaro Phillips. So let me see if we can find somebody else. Maybe we should start all over him so we don't look like it. All right. We don't want nobody to say because management. Yes, we make sure we take out all the Mount Pleasant players. Only Demaro Phillips, who is really done beholden. But that's what I'm telling them. These players can't play. Peter McGregor, listen, Peter McGregor, good player in Colorado. These players are not physical. You have to have physical player to play against Cameroon. Almost all the Cameroon players are big and tall and strong. So when we're talking about the game, we have to think about it like that. Match up against a team that you're going to match up. Good players, Like, you understand me? But some of these players would do better coming on. So that is I can show you my team, because my team is different, you know. So that is Ian and Dre team. You understand me? Peso, let me tell you again. If Jamaica use this team, I mean now hold on my screen record it. If we use this team on the screen, by halftime we're down 6. You remember me? If Jamaica use this team and use this formation, 4-3-3, by halftime, we're down 6-0. We cannot play 4-3-3 with the players that we have and get a good result right now. So that's Ian and Dre team. Those are the players they want to start. And Peso team. So that is a combination of Ian, Peso, and Dre team. Big up Jason Gona. Because Kevin Lambert is not a ball winner. Lamar Walker is not a ball winner. Demario Phillips is not a ball winner. Peter McGregor don't really tackle Peter McGregor. In fact, Peter McGregor go play the striker. He can't play, him not going to play on the wing. Well, he can play on the wing still. So that's Ian, Dre, and Peso's team. Dre said don't mix him. All right, boss. I didn't say Justin a bench in his team. Let me say this. Let me say it this way. Kevin Lambert is not the best ball winner. I think what he does, he is very disciplined in terms of his positional play, especially defending. So he can always drop back and be a part of a back 4 or a back 3 because I think he's a very smart player, though he doesn't have good passing ability. Right? I think he understands the game well enough to be able to sit in back 4s or back 5 or back 3. That's one of his intangibles as a player. We have 12 minutes to go. So let me show you my team, because that is Dre, people that is Dre, Ian, and Peso team, not my team, because I am playing, all right, I am playing 4-5-1 or 4-5-2. All right, Kemar faster, bam. Right, Lamar Walker not starting for me. I want tacklers in this big lad of my park. Alwyn Harvey is the only other CDM that is there because Devon Speedy didn't go. So I'm going Alwyn Harvey here. Right? Because he's a... Yeah. Alwyn Harvey. He's a ball winner. Right? So I'm going with him. Right? Demario Phillips also start for me because he's a box-to-box ball winner. All right. I am not starting Peter McGregor, who has not played any football since the JPL. Jordan Fletcher is in better condition because he's playing. So I am starting Jordan Fletcher, Pcher Fletcher, right? I'm starting him on the right, Phillips on the left, so that Fletcher, when we're going forward, he can give us width on this side. He can come out here when we are attacking and give us width to receive some of those long passes, right? Because Alwyn Harvey can come back and help Javian Brown. Lambert can come back and help Ricardo Thomas. I am putting Damian Lowe where Javian Brown is because they have played together and King covers for Ricardo Thomas. So That's how that is going. Up front, again, I think the best holder player we have over there is Trevante Stewart. But them say no Trevante Stewart. So they say McMahon says a winger. I don't need a next winger right now. So if you want to start Colorado Murray, I wouldn't necessarily do that. But Trevante Stewart would start for me. Just because to me, he is the Corey Burke in this team. And against Cameroon, we need that kind of a player. So when we are attacking, they just bam, bam, and you keep your shape. Bam. When we're defending, we go bam, bam, bam. See? So you would have two box of fours and stuff. But when you're attacking, you can get width over here from Jordan Fletcher and width over here from Colorado Murray. So that is how I am setting up the team for this game. That's management team. Dre, I clarify team, you know, people. Dre, anyway, that.
Yo, man, I'm calling for clear my name still enough. Yo, Ian and Travis team that did up on the screen a while ago.
So
I'm not start Lamar Walker. I'm not start Justin McMaster. The only thing that I tell you, say Colorado is capable of holding up the ball. Remember, I'm playing with two wingers above your center forward. So him is capable of holding up and drawing fouls, and him have pace to him game too. Okay. So I say him is a good option. But I like how you put Fletcher in with him too, who is very pacey, but can Fletcher square the ball and just try cut in and shoot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that he can play on the right and cut in and shoot. And sometimes, because he and Colorado Murray can change sides and go on the other side and try and screw them in. So I'd put Fletcher, like I would play Fletcher deeper, like in a 4 midfield. So he becomes an out ball, and then Colorado Murray play off Stewart. So Stewart always stays centrally. So Murray can go either on the right or on the left. With his pace. You understand?
Okay, but I like the squad we have up there. I don't know much about Tremaine Stewart or Alvin Harvey, but I know Peter McGregor, and that's the only Peter McGregor. I know Demario Phillips, but I hear about like Demario Phillips. So if you're not starting, you must have a reason why.
No, Demario Phillips in the starting 11, man. I have him because
I think you have Harvey and Lambert, and then
man, because
what's the starting 11?
All right, so I have Kemar Foster. You and I have the same starting 11 basically. Richard King, Lowe, Javian Brown, Ricardo Thomas. Then I have Kevin Lambert and Alwyn Harvey as the two CDM, right? Then I have Demario Phillips as like one of them box-to-box kind of, because that's what he plays. Right, and then I am saying that because I play in 4 midfield, I have Fletcher. So Demario Phillips would play on one side of midfield, Fletcher on one side with the two CDMs, and Colorado Murray and Trevante Stewart play forward, one behind the other.
So 4-4-2.
Yeah, 4-4-2. But I'm not playing the two forwards up front beside each other, playing them behind each other. So like Trevante would try to hold up the ball and knock it to the left for Colorado Murray go after it, or to the right for Jordan Fletcher when we attacking.
Okay. All right. So the philosophy of the coach have the same style there. The players been together for a while now. Tomorrow morning, even the Argentina game, he never have the players together for such a long period as he had these players. Yeah. You understand? So we need to see some sort of identity. Hopefully, I remember a lot of these players also played together before in what was it? The tour that they went.
Yeah, we played against Qatar and is it Morocco and Qatar? They played.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of these players, so they have some familiarity with them, with each other.
The one reason why I don't start Peter McGregor, is that from the Harbour View game, Peter McGregor not playing no ball,
Yeah, rusty.
So,
but if that's the case, him should have been in at the side then. And then, Mannings, you touched a point earlier, but I never call him come at work and I listen it. But right now, lunch break, So thing that. You see what you mentioned earlier, said the players should notify. We don't know if they notify the JFF and then them decide, 18, let's just work with the 18 or them give them enough time. Because let me agree with you, the spots, if they had notified the JFF with enough time, the spots could have given to 2 more players that play positions of need that could have get a look in.
Yeah.
You understand?
You must could find, even if them they call all Priestley from Harbourview, you must can find an ex-CDM. Where could I go? If Speedy can go and give an next youth a chance. But like I say, you're right, because maybe they did notify them.
We won't know the exact, because that question wasn't asked if these players were their last minute pullouts or did they give the JFF enough time that they could have been replaced with ample players that we would be looking at for those positions.
But Jay,
we won't really know until
what would be ample time? Because remember now with those places you have to get the what is Xinjiang visa, or I think they call it, because it's Europe you have to go through. So probably that maybe is a problem as well, because they're not go through the USA, because if they went through the USA, King would not have been able to go.
King.
So that would mean that they will need to get. So I don't know how it works, because you know how easy it would be to get a player. It's almost like the moment them call you, you have to decide that like you're going or not. Because once it get past a certain time, it will be hard for the player to get the necessary paperwork. So I don't know.
Yeah,
man. But we don't know. That's what I said. Don't judge them.
Players, yeah. Is there players that travel the last trip, go over so? Is there players that left on the island? Did Marlon Martin go the last trip? That could have been on this side?
No, I tell you who went. Your Harbourview player there.
Yeah, but him not there on the island. Shamari Dyer, yeah.
And Trevor Reed.
Oh yeah, Reed come on as a substitute. Him rusty too. So but I not understand. Peter McGregor not playing and him get called for the senior team. Is it because of reputation or because of form? What? It can't be because of form, because I'm not a player.
I don't know, bro. That's a very good question.
So
because he and Trevor Reed had not been playing any ball. And Trevor Reed went on the last game and played well.
Come on as a substitute and never look like he miss a beat. But anyway, it's opportunity for these players to get another look in, because they were they got some look in previously. Even Colorado Murray was in the last squad.
Yeah, he was.
So it's consistent. Yeah, we've seen some consistency, them trying to give these local players, trying to pick the best of the best. But like I said, 21-year-old Priestley playing CDM all the last season. Then so far this season, 2 games, 2 victories.
Yeah,
CDM.
Unseen soon fly on and tell us him no better than Martin.
Yeah, I see him boy that. But yeah, man, check in still. But let's have to clear that up, people. My squad, they're on the screen right now.
Ian God, man. Ian God. All right, respect Dre. What Lakers, man?
And that's for another show, Mannings back. 82 games left in this.
No,
82
man.
games. 82 games. Not really worried about
that. 82 games left, bro.
No, 82 game season, I'm not worry until after December. After Christmas break, you talk to me. All right?
All right.
Like, come on. Everybody. Big up on yourself.
All right. Bless up, Dre.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go, people. Dre, Anyway, the Sports, like a big artist closing the show, because we just hit the 2-hour mark. You know what it is. It is I Am Sure Sports. Big up to every single one of you. Rob Smith. Bless up yourself. Duckland. bless up. El Granule, the Godfather, bless up in a peso. Dre, Ian said still listening. Jason Gona, yeah man, Squilch 100, up. KS Sports TV, up and running. Unseen Sports, Coach Minzy, Rajal Grant, yeah man. King Jav, 1738 is real. Bad with Bad Gaza, Boss Thomas, yeah man. All the peeps, South Cry, up and running. Wells, Brian Mighty Man of Steel. Yeah man. All the people, bless up. Such a good show. Jason, Brain Drain, Delroy Robinson. Yo, so many of you, man. So many of you. All the people who share some information, who brought some clarity. Dapper Agent, Jerome 876, Glenroy Campbell, Michael Garden. Yeah. Who else? Let me see if we can find 3 more names. Anonymous OG, how could I? Yeah, man. And Kemar. Yeah, man. Kemar Car. BM. Don't do that. Hey, who was the first on the program? The game is 9:30 in the morning. All right. Wayne Harris. Yeah, man. Donovan Josephs. Richard Gabidan. Alex Reed, KW Media, Uriel Mullins, Uriel Sayers. Hey, yo, bless up, people. Remember to hit the like button before you go. I am Management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And when it gets to this place, we say we are over. And we are OUT.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I may represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. JS representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.